Alrighty guys, welcome back to a brand new YouTube video on the channel. Today I've got something awesome for you. So first of all, enjoy the B-roll in this video. Do not go anywhere because I'm going to drop some awesome information for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about 5 habits that are killing your scootering progression and a little bit to solve them, okay? So I would stick around for this if you're struggling to progress, if there's anything wrong with your progression, or if you just want to progress in 2024 on your scooter and actually get things right and get things done. This video is for you, aimed at any kind of rider. It doesn't matter. I'm sure some of these habits you will have, and we need to knock them out of the park for 2024 so we can get a lot better, okay? Let's go. Alrighty, the first bad habit that people have of all ranges, it can be advanced, intermediate, or beginner, is skipping the damn basics, guys. I know you've heard it before, but I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth of what the basics actually are, guys. So we need to be learning the fundamentals of a scooter, even as a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. It doesn't matter. If you're advanced and you've skipped the basics, you're gonna struggle to progress as well, right? Most advanced riders can't even get to that stage without having the basics down, but there are some. Myself was included in that. I missed a lot of the basics, okay? So if you're one of the type of people that are skipping the basics just because you wanna progress faster, this isn't gonna help you, okay? Put the time in at the start, in the foundation of scootering, to excel like way faster, okay? So the growth looks like this, okay? So at the start, it's gonna be very, very slow, right? Very, very slow throughout the basics, very boring. But then once you hit that intermediate stage with all the basics down, you're gonna skyrocket straight into the advanced very, very quickly. If you do it the other way, you're gonna have a linear progression. It might be faster and it'll go up faster. You're gonna skip through and you're gonna do exactly what you wanna do, all the tricks that you love. You're gonna try do them. You're gonna try do the kicklesses before the heel whips, and you're gonna try all that, and you might succeed, but your progression's gonna go up, 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 and then all of a sudden it's gonna come to a halt, and you're gonna be stuck there, and you're gonna hate it, right? You're gonna hate it. So learn to love the basics, learn the process and the foundation of absolutely everything. If you're one of these people, if you have that habit of just jumping tricks because you see it online and it's cool and you really want to learn it, don't do that. Learn the prerequisites. So by prerequisites, I mean the tricks beforehand in a certain stage and pattern to progress. There's not really one linear path on which one you should learn first, but there are an overall amount of tricks that you need to have to be able to progress, all right? So start learning the basics. If you're intermediate and you don't have the basics down, go back, okay? Go back, and in another video, we're gonna be covering what every single basic trick and like fundamental is. I'll also be making a package for you guys as well so that you guys know exactly what that means. But if you're skipping the basics, things like turning, bunny hops, tail whips, heel whips, bar spins, even how to air over coping, things like that, you need to go back, okay? So there's some brief examples. Let's roll into number 2. Number 2 is a bit of a unique one, right? This is a bad habit that I see a lot of people doing, but they might not realize that they're doing it. It's called effort, all right? But I'm gonna rephrase it and saying not trying hard enough, okay? So I'm gonna take a gym analogy because I like to go to the gym. I like to take care of my fitness and stuff like that. But the same rules apply in fitness as into scootering. If you don't put in any effort, you don't get any results, okay? You only get out what you put in, okay? So you need to be applying effort, but not only maximum effort, it needs to be in the right places. So you can string these two together, right? You can string learning the basics and effort together just for the sake of this video, right? When you're learning the basics, put a lot of effort and time and concentration and focus into learning those basics. What I mean by not trying hard enough is you give up too easily, dude. If you're trying to learn a tail whip and you haven't done the prerequisites, it's gonna take you longer, right? But if you're gonna go down that route, if you're gonna ignore the information of skipping the basics, you're gonna have to put a lot more time in, dude. It could take you 6 months to learn a tail whip. If you get all the fundamentals down though, you might have it in 2 weeks. And you might be able to apply the same amount of effort, but in a shorter period of time and get maximum results from that. Sorry, there's a plane flying overhead. I hope that's not too loud. So you're not trying hard enough. I see so many riders try a new trick and then they say, oh, this is too hard, I'm not gonna do it. Sometimes you might be right. You might be trying a trick that's way out of your league. But if you're not trying a trick that's way out of your league and you're not putting in enough effort, you're never gonna get there. So what's a range of time that we should expect to learn tricks, and how do we know if we're putting in enough effort or not? Okay, let's say you've just learned the tail whip and you're going on to the double tail whip, right? And you don't get it the first day, that's okay. You know, think about it in hours. So take out your stopwatch and time yourself for how long you've actually been doing it each session. If you spend half an hour on it today, spend half an hour on it tomorrow, and accumulate all that time and see how long it takes you, right? So if you say, oh, I'm gonna work on it, you can do time or you can do number of tries, all right? So sometimes it will take you 1,000 tries, which could equate to freaking 10 hours of work, right? So think about it like that. Really put in as much time as possible. Set a goal in the time. So if you wanna learn a double whip, say, okay, I'm gonna give this 10 hours. You time yourself for 10 hours so you know you've maximized your effort there. Each trick's gonna take a different time to learn, but apply effort. And each training session that you do, really focus in hard on the specific skill that you're doing. Don't dart off and do something else. Spend that half an hour straight away learning that double whip and keep at it, and then stop, okay? If you feel like going more, go again. If you don't, just stop and come back the next day. Just apply focused effort towards your scootering progression, okay? Habit number 3, guys. This one here kind of ties into the last one a little bit, but you need to take this one very seriously, okay? You need to set goals. And I know it's boring, and everyone, like, you know, you're probably at school and all your teachers say, oh, you need to set goals, you need to set, but you need to set goals. If you set goals within your riding, you will progress so much faster than the average person, right? Goal setting inside of riding is very simple. So your first and foremost goal is to learn the fundamentals, learn the basics. Don't skip that step. So join the 2 steps together, right? Number 1, I'm a beginner. I'm gonna learn all the basics, okay? Learn all the basics. Then you start to use what you find fun in riding and start setting goals towards that path. So first comes the fundamentals. Then you can start to branch out and say, okay, which sides of riding do I like? Do I like to do street riding? Do I like air tricks? Do I like flips? Do I like this? Blah, blah, blah. And then you can start to branch out, okay? Set a goal, fundamentals. Your next goal, for example, could be, okay, I want to learn some overhead tricks. Focus all your energy into those goals. Write down the tricks you want to learn, educate yourself on how to do them, and practice them. And when it's done, tick it off the list and move to the next one. Now, when it comes to setting goals to maximize your riding, okay, there's lots of different areas of riding, not only street and park, but there's also a lot of goals within the park section itself. So if you want to learn park, for example, there's lots to do in there. There's grinds, there's stalls, there's flips, there's overheads, there's whips, there's bars, there's a lot, right? And you want to try cover a little bit from each one. So you can do an even spread of goal setting. So you can say, okay, I'm gonna learn 5 whip tricks, I'm gonna learn 5 overhead tricks, and I'm gonna learn 5 flip tricks. And that should keep you going for a little while. Tick one off, so tick a flip trick off, then go over and learn an overhead, then go over and learn the other one. If you wanna do it the other way, where you goal set and say, okay, for the next 2 weeks or month, I'm gonna focus solely on flips, okay? So you put all your energy into the flips, get really good at them, then switch gears into the other one. But if you want a more balanced, like that's the way that I do it, okay? I focus in on a certain area, get good at it, then I go back to those other areas. It's hard to maintain everything at the same time, just like when you go into the gym, it's hard to maintain everything, so you gotta hit each area a certain amount of times. But when you have it all laid out in front of you, and you know exactly what you're doing in each riding session, your growth is gonna skyrocket, guys. Like 100%, you've got track of everything, you know what you're doing, you know what you're learning, you know what your aim is, and then you go out and get it. So goal setting, guys, very important. The next one, guys, not educating yourself. When I was growing up and riding scooters back 15 years ago, there was nothing. There was nothing, we had to teach ourselves. This day and age, there's everything out there, everything that you need to learn. Now, I'm not saying all the content out there in terms of tutorials and educational stuff is right. No, I don't. I've watched a lot of it myself, being someone that actually is very passionate about teaching the right ways to do things. A lot of it is garbage, but you have to make it a responsibility of yourself to find those good channels and find those good people that motivate you and teach you the right way, and then go and educate yourself. You should spend a little bit of time educating yourself and then applying that education straight away. So let's use my channel, for example. If I film a tutorial video, watch it, go and apply it. If it doesn't work, come back and say, hey Jeremy, this didn't work. What can I do? Or can you make another one to hit this specific thing? My job is to get that done. So I'm out here creating content for you guys to learn from, and it's not always the best. That's the thing. I think because it ties in. It depends what you're doing for scootering, if you're doing it for fun or if you actually want to get better. Now, you can do both at the same time. So the way I would split my time up, right, is I would watch a little bit of entertaining riding content, because I know that's just plastered everywhere. We all ride, we watch the GoPro clips, but it doesn't really do anything for us. There's no value there. It's just inspiring, which is great, and inspiration is great, and motivation is great. But if you're not learning, then you're not getting anywhere, right? So I would see if I could put myself back at a younger stage and having what you guys got, what I would do with my time I would educate myself. I'd be watching all the tutorials, then I would action it. So I'd go out and actually apply that information that I've learned, see if it works for me, and then keep going. And then I would watch a little bit of riding content to keep me motivated, right? So I would actually switch gears. I think a lot of the kids these days in scootering watch a lot of entertaining content, but not enough educational content. And I think that's where a lot of people, like, that's a really bad habit, because you're not learning yourself. Your goal automatically should be, when you're watching these really good riders, you want to be there. You want to be as good as them. So you need to educate yourself. And it just so happens that we're in the day and age where there's a lot of people that are helping you do that. So really, guys, this is such a good habit to have if you can get into learning information and applying it, okay? The last one, I'm gonna finish off with a bang, guys. This one is, this is the worst habit ever, and it's really hard to break as well, because a lot of people wanna progress super fast, like I said at the start of the video. But one of those habits is learning things the right way. Now, what I mean by this is, if you bry on the wrong side, taking the time to actually fix it instead of going down the path of quick progression. And I fell into this when I was young, guys. Like I've said, like, I used to bry to my left, and I loved it until I really wanted to learn a bry with bear, and I couldn't do it. And then I had to go back and learn the right way, even though I could do all these other tricks, but I couldn't bry with bear. So I should have at the start really put time and energy into learning and switching up my riding. A lot of riders have done this, where they've learned the wrong way, then they've actually learnt the right way, and now they can do both. If you're one of those riders that are back to front, where, you know, your foot stance is all messed up, your front side, it doesn't come easy to you, try learn the other way. All right, try put some effort into learning the other way, and maximize the other way too. So don't completely stop doing the wrong way, but start to implement learning the right way, and have both. It's going to take you longer, but I can promise you this: once you're done with that segment, once you're done with all of that, you are going to be one phenomenal rider. So learn things the right way. If you learn to heel whip naturally, learn to tail whip. If you learn to bri to the left, learn to bri to the right. If you learn to buttercup to the right, learn it to the left. Whatever. You see where I'm going with this? Everything has to be learned right. Take the time and effort, guys, all right? Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was lots of fun to film. I hope you enjoyed the B-roll. Let's see how much of you guys watched it to the end. If you're still here to the end, please drop a comment down below. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. As I said, I'm gonna be dropping bombs throughout 2024 with all of my knowledge. I'm also gonna be building a complete beginner package for you guys that need to learn. Same with the intermediates and advanced. We're gonna be doing it all digitally, guys. We're gonna be working out how we can teach the maximum amount of people in one go, and I'm gonna be giving you all of my experience straight on a plate. So eat it up, go out there and apply it, and have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.